people.
Hello, hello.
Ahmad, how are you?
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, my friend. So we were speaking about how you deal with the airstrike when everyone is panicking and how you did that. So I was telling
Yeah, yeah,
before we actually try to help our families, we need to help ourselves. Because if we don't understand how we are feeling, then we
yeah.
can't actually help them. So tell me, Ahmad, how was your experience with everything going on in Lebanon? I know you are not in Lebanon, but tell me
Yeah.
how's your family dealing with those? Pin out if you want the specific emotions, because this wasn't arranged. Like you just requested to come on
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
said, okay, let's
yeah.
do it.
Bro, I just
So
saw,
tell me the
it's funny.
friends, family, or people you know in Lebanon that they are feeling, or kind of the obstacles they are facing mentally.
You know, I was watching the news. I'm watching the news 24/7. The last
Mm-hmm.
time I was in Lebanon was like in 2022.
Yeah,
But when I was watching, actually, I just was watching what's happening, and I saw your live mental life support, and I thought you're gonna be talking about Lebanon. So I immediately clicked, and I saw exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, like the whole situation is very, it's a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. I can't put myself in their shoes. It's
yeah,
not something easy to deal with. It's not normal. I've seen a lot of people
mhm,
try to make it normal because it's the Middle East. Oh, we've been through this before, but no, a lot of people are still, it's not acceptable what's happening. And I encourage anyone to speak up and to seek help for their
yeah,
mental health. As you said,
yeah.
it's very important to seek help during such times. It's not easy to go through all of this. I'm just watching the news and I'm like just imagining, bro, like
Yeah.
it's very devastating.
So Ahmed, you do have friends in Lebanon that are
Yeah, yeah,
reaching out, maybe,
absolutely, bro.
or they are
I
feeling certain. Can you tell me a certain case scenario where people hear that kind of don't have a clarity on what to ask, Because a lot of people have a lot going within their minds,
Yeah,
but they don't have the ability to articulate their thoughts into words or into a certain question, but they can definitely relate. So can you
yeah.
maybe pinpoint or maybe put out a certain scenario that one of your friends or someone that is close to you that is going through in Lebanon that might actually be a point of relevance for the people watching. Maybe that way we can help them or ease it a little bit on them.
Yeah. So, I have friends in Lebanon and I have Lebanese friends outside Lebanon. So it's like dealing with two mental health issues, you can say. So the ones outside Lebanon, they are Lebanese. They have what is known as survival guilt. So
Okay.
so they're not dealing with the situation, but their families are, and they don't know. They feel guilty because they're not there, but at the same time, they feel somehow they feel that they're safe, but because of that they are safe, they feel guilty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's on the other side. But my friends, like the ones are in Lebanon, I have friends from the south. I have friends from Beirut. The whole
Yeah.
situation, when you ask them, it's very uncertain. That's the common theme I get. They don't know what's happening. Like they can't comprehend. It's still everything happened too quickly. So they
Yeah.
still did not. It's like shocking. There is this state of shock.
Hmm. Yeah. Actually, thank you for pinning out the point of the survival guilt people outside of Lebanon having. And like we can now focus and put all our energy on the problem that we have. But you, especially, because I know a little bit about your past, I know a little bit the journey you went through,
Yeah,
health, and all those. Like, you will be aware of what I will be speaking out right now. But for everyone that is watching, for everyone that is going through this whole case scenario that everyone, not only you, everyone is feeling, experiencing, and kind of suffering from. I want to tell you that it's more about how you perceive it. So,
yeah,
no matter how hard the situation, us as a humans, we are always passing through a certain experience. No matter where we are, no matter what we are doing, it's always an experience. And I'm not
yeah,
telling you that it won't affect you. No, it will definitely shape your and shape your
Yeah,
belief system of who you
yeah,
are. But at the same time, your perception, this belief shift that happened, will define who you will become in the next years. It will define who you will behave like in a couple of days.
yeah,
So it's kind of everything is building up for us to
yeah,
create our personalities. So this thing that we are all going through that is happening with the people uh, of South Lebanon specifically, because a lot of people got displaced, and that's huge, especially the suburb of Beirut. Like people got displaced, they actually changed their whole
yeah.
routine in a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a joke, it's not something easy that someone can just pass it through and say, okay, I can now deal with it. No, it's something hard, and you should acknowledge that it's hard. But
Yeah,
just like everything in life, everything you can go toward the ease, but you can't also kill yourself overly with those kind of limiting beliefs, which is, okay, something bad happened, now I can't control it, I just put more stones on my back. And
yeah,
that's what's happening with the people. And as you said, on the people outside of Lebanon, the kind of survival guilt. But at the same time, they can't control what they can't control. And
mm-hmm.
they are suffering from how they are feeling and all those stuff because they are focusing on what they can control.
Yeah,
So they actually focus on the factors they can control, which is, even the share and those stuff, like it won't make a real impact. And that's what people are not speaking about. Like that's not real impact. Like me, you, we can share stories, we can do things, but it won't really make a change. The only
yeah,
way you can change is by becoming someone who can make a change.
mm-hmm.
And that's my kind of perception of life. Like if you want to kind of make a change, you have to have power. Whether we
Yeah,
admit it or not, it's not about me or you, it's not about anyone. It's about the kind of rule of the world, how it works. You need to have power in order to make an
yeah,
impact. Because you can't make an impact if you are not in a position of power. And that's a fact we should acknowledge. But then now comes to a point that, okay, our personalities are shaping in a certain way that actually grants us power, because you passed through something that you can speak about, that you can understand, that you can better from. So it's kind of, you know, even if the plant got ruined and didn't get water, didn't get food, didn't get air for like a couple of days, it
yeah,
still can relieve itself, revive, and rise again. So the same with the humans. Even if you are now passing through a couple of months, couple of years maybe, that will make you struggle, you should not see this as a hurdle in your life, because that's something will help build you more than it will destroy you. And
yeah,
as they kind of the cliche statement they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
yeah,
and that you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the people outside of Lebanon, they are getting burdened by this weight, maybe because of the worry about their family members, their situation within their friends, the people they love. But at the same time, we can't control it. Like no matter how much we try, we can't change it. We are
that's yeah,
doing it.
that's the thing, and I think what you're trying to say is what you're trying to say is that it's all about the perspective. Like the problem is there, but how you see it makes a difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
100.
mean, yeah, I mean, definitely this can work. Uh, Obviously, in this situation, there is a lot you cannot control. There is a lot you cannot control. It's on a very larger scale. Yeah, it's insane. But what you can control is what you do about it. Like,
Exactly.
uh, how you deal with it, how you try to survive the situation. All of these things. It's not just about the situation in Lebanon, but it's like life in general. Any problem you go through, as you said, if it's not going to kill you, it's going to make you stronger, and this will be an experience that you will tell other people. Like this will be part of your journey, and like life itself is a journey, and success is a journey. So all of these things, like all of these problems, all of these issues you go through, are making you a better person, are giving you better ways to deal with more problems in other problems. So I agree with you. It's all about the perspective, you know. But you know, it's very difficult. Like it's easy to say this, but it's very difficult to be positive and to focus on solutions rather than problems. It's extremely difficult, and the people who actually do it are the strongest mentally. Like
Yeah,
those who you know, they can go through anything and they will not focus on the problem, they will focus on the solution. They will not ask why this is happening, or the, you know, like they will not go through that self-sabotage of destroying yourself and like, oh, I should have done this.
yeah,
You know, I'm talking in general now, like I should have said this, I should have done this.
yeah, yeah.
All kinds of these, you know, negative thoughts and problems. They just
Mm,
focus on, okay, this happened, what can I do to fix it, what can I do to, this is the best mindset, you know.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, but at the same time, it's not about the mentally tough people because this doesn't require some kind of mental toughness.
Yeah,
Because every second you are making a choice.
yeah,
Now I am making that choice of speaking those words. Now I am making that choice of raising my tone, lowering my tone. Like literally every
yeah,
millisecond, you are making a choice. Even our thoughts, like your thoughts will come and go, but there is different level of thoughts. There is the
yeah,
thought that is actually passing by, and it's like kind of, you know, you are scrolling on Instagram and you choose where you stop, and it's the same thing. That's how our brain, you know, and that's a perspective a lot of people try to avoid. You know why? Because they are not familiar with actually making a choice. They try to avoid making a choice because it's more familiar for them to be in the unknown, to be
yeah,
where they don't make a choice, to be where they don't have to put in mental effort. And it's about not about mental
yeah,
toughness. It's about a choice, choosing to choose differently. Because we are patterns, like human beings are literally just patterns within patterns within patterns within patterns.
yeah,
So the more we focus and give that energy, you know, literally when we focus, it's not negativity, it's chaos. It's more like chaos. And you don't have to be positive. But the more we give our energy to this chaos, the more it will overtake us, it will overtake our loved ones, literally. And I'm not saying it as a form of like I'm trying to be a smartest or anything. I'm saying or stating what is being seen, you
yeah,
know? Like the more you are in chaos within you, and you don't have to be organized, that's the thing. But I'm saying that the intake we are having, we should at least try to organize it. And it doesn't require mental toughness. It does require a choice and a very precise choice, which is it started choosing to choose. And it's a little bit hard. I'm not saying it's something easy, but like at the same time, it's trainable, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you can do it every second. And the more you do it, the more it will become kind of easily acquired by yourself to start choosing what you want to see, how you want to see it. And I'm not saying not to acknowledge. No, no, no. You can't avoid the emotions you are feeling. You have to acknowledge, but you have to speak. And guess with who? With yourself.
yeah,
Those are the conversations we try to avoid. The conversations with ourselves. The conversations that needs our attention, that actually needs our attention. Me and you speaking on social media doesn't really matter
yeah,
unless people go and sit with themselves and go like say, okay, now this happened. And they don't have to be like very kind of spiritually enlightened or anything. It's a normal conversation.
mm,
Consider that you have a friend within yourself that you have to check up on. And while checking up, try to filter things. What is chosen by you? What is it chosen by society? What is it chosen by the media? Because you know, media is playing a huge factor. Now you are telling me I was watching media. You know, the words media choose hypnotize the human beings into feeling certain
yeah,
things. And that's
yeah, yeah,
dangerous, man. Like the more you go and consume yourself with media, the more you will get kind of not controlled, not hypnotized, but more like you will be brainwashed. And
yeah,
it's something literal. I'm not saying not to go over the news. You have to be aware of what's happening. Go and do it. But at the same time, you have to be aware of yourself while doing it. Because if you do something heart to heart, like an insult, like someone is insulting you. If you take it heart to heart, it will go within you and create those roots that will eat you up within the years passing. But if you say, okay, this is happening, I acknowledge what's happening, I understand what's happening, but also I understand something else, that I can't control it. No matter how much I try, it's useless. What I can control is my surroundings now. Okay, my family is panicking. Will me panicking more actually give some kind of assistance to my family? It will always be no profit. Your loved ones won't benefit if they see you down. They will benefit if they see you up. And it's responsibility on you. It's on you to kind of not wake yourself up, but acknowledge what you are feeling, understand what you are feeling. Because if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know how to deal with the situation, yourself, if you don't know how to deal with it, you can't actually assist your loved ones. And it's miserable, because we worry about ourselves. But at the same time, what kills us more is our loved ones, how they are feeling, how they are kind of being conditioned under this certain circumstances.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we go back to the point zero, that you can't control what you can't control, no matter how much you try, how hard you try, you just can't change it. And
Exactly.
choose to not shift our thinking. I'm not telling anyone to start thinking of rainbows. No, 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 not at all. Like, just think of what you are thinking now. And it sounds philosophical, but you just need to think of what you are thinking right now. And when you start thinking of what you are thinking of, your thoughts, your chosen thoughts, your beliefs, then that will benefit you and your loved ones more than any kind of intake, direct intake from the news, from whatever is happening to help you. And it's dangerous. Like, people might die in any second, and it's dangerous. But at the same time, it's also something they can't control.
Yeah. Speaking of control, like I was wondering, like now you're in Lebanon, yeah?
Yeah.
You're in Lebanon now.
I actually left Lebanon 1 week.
Oh, you left it 1 week. Okay, so I was gonna ask you about like how are you coping with the situation? Are you using like these things you were talking about, these tips and advice? Are you using it or no?
Yeah, of
So
course
that
I'm using it,
so that's
because
why.
I wouldn't be surprised to actually explain
You
it
know
to
why?
people. I am not using it
You
because
know
now
why?
you see me,
Yeah,
I'm worried. I still have some of my family members, like my large family tree and stuff. They are in Lebanon, and some
yeah,
of them were living in the house, some of them were living in the suburb. They all moved. They all got displaced, and it's
yeah,
annoying. Something that I understand that is happening with the people I lived with. Like my grandparents, I've lived with them like for 14 years, 13 years. So they are also like my close family. And it's
yeah,
hard for seeing them like that. But at the
yeah,
same time, I understand that I am useless. And I acknowledge that I am useless for them.
yeah,
I acknowledge that I can't change anything right now at the situation I am in. But also, I remembered something that I can change in order to be in a place where I can actually help them. You get me?
yeah,
So
yeah,
something I'm definitely applying, and I've been applying my whole life. No, not technically whole life. My whole kind of level of awakening when I started understanding my emotions, my thoughts, my belief
yeah,
system. But at the same time, it's easy to speak it, as you said, but it's easier to apply it. Because the more you speak, the more you are capable of applying it. Because it's all about speaking. As I told you, it's about speaking with yourself.
yeah.
So trust me, I am the kind of top-rated psychopath who speaks with himself a lot. So I can reach a very, very good level.
I was saying sometimes it's really easy for you, like when someone is telling you about their problems, it's easy to find solutions for them, like when you are from like an outside perspective.
Yeah,
But you can go through the same thing and you will not find solutions because you are like like you are dealing with it. So like you're not thinking straight. So that's why the power of thinking and being neutral and being positive is very important.
yeah. And that's what I was telling you. You have to think of what you are thinking. And
Yeah.
that's of my foundation for the philosophical school I am building. It's all about perspective, neutralism. So it's about being in a state where you perceive in a neutral perception that you don't control, but you are aware of. You are thinking of what's happening. You are understanding what's happening. And then when you reach this level, when you reach this point of starting to understand yourself more, understanding the situation more, then you can turn it to your advantage, because at the end of the day, you can't change it. You can't change what you can't change. The only thing and the only factor that you can change is your choices, your thinking, your beliefs, how it's affecting you. And guess what? How it's affecting you is chosen by you. Like, I understand it will cause fear, but that fear does not have power over you because you are feeling that fear. But you can choose how to kind of tailor that emotion, tailor that feeling, transform this energy into something that will actually help you instead of something that will kill you and put you down. So you have to focus on putting yourself up instead of putting yourself down, because your loved ones will get hurt even more if they see you down. Like, it will give them one more problem to worry about. I'm not telling you to be tough, but no, be strong together. That's your call. Like, you have to be strong with your loved ones. If they don't want to be strong and they just want to live in this cycle and they can't control it, and you sense that they can't control it, try at least do it for yourself, for your future family, even the family you want to build, for their futures, not for you. And I'm not asking you to be selfish and think about yourself, about your emotions, understand yourself. No, I'm telling you, think about how you becoming that type of person that you are shaping into right now with this certain circumstance that you are going through, and you are being unaware of what's really happening and your thoughts that are happening within yourself. Ask yourself which personality or which kind of character will be a benefit for your family more, for your current family, for your future family, for the one you want to build. Ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Don't be honest with me. I don't care. You can only be honest when you are alone with yourself. Those are the only thoughts and beliefs and things that you actually kind of speak the truth of. Because for me now, you can tell me, okay, like it's easy to speak, it's easy. But no, I'm not telling you it's easy. It's hard. But everything in life is hard. Like, no matter what you try to do, it's hard. But guess what? Here comes that choice. That choice of choosing which hard you want to go after. And it's also a cliche statement. They say, kind of, choose your heart. And it's true, like, life lives in the simple things. And if we focus on those simplistic factors, we can actually understand what is happening, understand how we tailor it within us, and understand how to benefit everyone within our kind of area of control, you know, because as we already have said multiple times, you can't control what you can't control. I understand, because I want to make a change. I just want to end this. Like, if I have the choice to end this, I will end it. I won't even think it twice. Like, there is zero benefit for me, for my loved one, for any human being on this earth for in what's happening. Of course, there is benefit of greed for certain kind of groups, but at the same time, it's not something we can control. We need to focus on what we can control, because at the end of the day, no one will benefit us but us. The only one that can save your family is you. The only one that can save, actually, you can't save directly your family. You can save yourself, then help your family save themselves. Because I kind of speak a lot about the ideation of you can't help anyone without helping yourself first. So help yourself first, then you can try to show the path for your family members in order for them to have the opportunity to change, to perceive things differently. And this war is an experience for you, is an experience for you to learn, to understand, to better yourself. And you can learn through it. You can understand it, because that's what you're gonna go through in life. Every day is a war. Even if there is no actual war, every day is a war within yourself, with the outside world, There is always a problem that you are worrying about. So if you start raising your degree of tolerance with those problems, understanding how to deal with those problems, it will become easier for you to go actually through life and take advantage of every case scenario that happens. Don't be positive, don't suppress yourself. No, acknowledge your emotions, understand your emotions, but reflect. Think of what you are thinking, understand what you are thinking of. And you don't have to fully understand it, you never do. You need to just actually put it on the top of your list. Just put it in front of you. Write it on a piece of paper and like not directly understand it, but try to dig deep, because the deeper you dig, the more you will be able or have higher degree of tolerance toward the change, toward understanding, and toward growth.